LDNRBS. We are here with another interview.
Another interview.
We have Adreyn from BKchat in the building. Let's give him a clap out here. Hey. Most definitely. How are you today?
I'm great.
Good.
No more bad days.
I hear that.
That's a quote from Reva.
There we go. Okay. What? Is that just now?
No.
Okay.
She told me that a couple of days ago still.
Yeah.
So that's my new thing. So if people ask me how I might say no more bad days.
Yeah. So, okay, where do we start? Damn.
Where do we start?
Right. So, first off, let's take it back now. Let's talk about BKchat and the change it's been for you. So, yeah, let's take it from the very start, like in terms of the fame, pretty much, coming from BKchat.
Is it fame though?
I hear that. I literally right now.
It's slightly fame. It's ever so slightly fame because like anywhere I go, people want to take like pictures of me and snaps of me and stuff like that. Right? It's really awkward.
Yeah, you find it awkward.
You know what? It's not necessarily awkward in the sense of like a bad thing, but it's like you know when I'm so used to kind of channeling my own energy and I'm just kind of in my zone. Yeah. And then somebody's like,
let me take a picture right now.
You know, it's awkward. I don't always have a trim. I don't always want to take pictures. Do you get it? It's like, but I do it anyway because I'm like, you know, I appreciate the fact that you're reaching out. But it takes a bit of getting used to.
How often does it happen now? Even
literally every day.
Every day. And what do people say to you in terms of they go back to the?
No, they just snap nowadays. Like I don't know.
Without asking, I'm guessing.
Without asking.
Yeah.
Like in fact, one of my friends sent me a snap, like of a print screen of something that was sent to him.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, your friend Adreyn, I saw him just now," and I was like, okay, so you couldn't have just said hi? Like exactly. You had to go to my friend to come. But it happens quite regularly now, really. It's crazy.
Now also with BKchat and everything that goes on behind the scenes and stuff, I wanted to, I'm going to chime straight in. I'm going to go straight in. Yeah, so recently you only have to look on Twitter to see that there's been a lot of controversy around your name. Now, one thing I wanted to
controversy.
Ask, yeah, I like the fact that you are emphasizing these words actually, because I feel the same on a sly way. But I wanted to ask, how have you been feeling behind your Twitter, seeing all of this stuff coming up? What have you been thinking, and what's your vibe?
What exactly?
Okay, initially, let's bring it back to when people were going around saying that you're being bullied.
I addressed that a couple of times. I definitely think there was kind of a
overreaction.
Well, I mean, in terms of like, I can understand where people are coming from because if you look at it, it looks very awkward. Yeah, you get it?
It does.
It looks very awkward, but I've reiterated this like so many times. Like the mood that I got when I was on set wasn't like a negative one. So it's weird that when you watch it back, you kind of see certain things and you're like, whoa. But I didn't. I say this to so many people. Like when you're on set and you're filming, there's so much that happens in that room that you don't even ever realize. So you walk out of it, kind of just fine. And then when you see it back, you're like, rah, was all of this happening? Like, I couldn't even remember half of it, to be honest.
So you think that's one of the questions I was actually going to ask you. On set, when you look back at it, does you feel like it's a lot different to the way it was at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. So even the last episode when the stuff was happening, it kind of felt like Lucas had said something that you said. And then everyone, he did say it. Yeah. So do you feel like that's even just overreaction, or?
Not necessarily. I mean, it is what it is. Like when people see, the thing is, you have to allow people to think what they want to think ultimately, because it looks the way it looks. Do you get it? And it was filmed, and what I always say is like, it's very difficult for people to paint an image of you, right? When you give them something to paint. Do you get it? So if I went on camera and I behaved a particular type of way, I cannot now get mad if I look a particular type of way when people watch it back. Yeah. Do you get it? Because they can only edit so much. Do you get it? They can't edit your actions. They can't edit any of that. They can only edit what you give them.
When you said, "Do you get it?" I felt like I was on BKchat for a split second. When you said, "Do you get it?" I was like, "Oh, what am I going to say back?" But yeah.
Oh no, yeah. So that's it, really.
Most definitely. And yourself, tell us about Adreyn as a person, because there's been a lot of talk with BKchat and Adreyn, but Adreyn as yourself, individual without BKchat. Tell us.
I'm 25. I'm Jamaican. I'm a musician with a degree in music.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm
So
an artist, really.
What do you play? Instruments? Do you sing?
Yeah,
You rap?
piano, sing, songwrite, produce.
So have you got any tracks out there now?
Of course, I go there. Where you been? Where have you
Yo,
been?
yo,
Where
Ty,
have you?
Ty. Have you
Talk
got a
to me.
track? Have you got a track?
We haven't got a track in here right now.
That's bad.
But he needs to send
man.
us some. Adrian, you need to send us some
That is
stuff.
so
There we go.
bad.
You need to send us. But you did just say 2 seconds ago you're Jamaican.
Yeah.
Now, I definitely have to say this. I could never have had you up here without saying this part. You definitely did tweet out something the other day. I do feel like it was tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, come on. It
I
was
do
a
feel like it was
joke.
tongue-in-cheek, but you still said it. Now I have
You
to say
Caribbeans,
this.
you need to get over it. Okay?
You're Caribbean too.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
you need to get over it. Okay, it was a joke.
Right, so what Adrian did say was... Now, he has said it's a joke
somebody,
again.
No, I'm
Yeah.
going to say it because I'm not
Say
afraid,
it.
all right?
I hear that.
Look, okay, West Indians, this is what I said. I said, yeah. No, actually, I didn't say it. I quote tweeted. Somebody said,
Yeah.
Jamaica is not the Caribbean, it's an island in the Caribbean. And I said, no, whatever, Jamaica is the Caribbean, do not at me. That's it. Like,
Yeah. And I saw like a load of tweets come straight after
people
that.
Are mad. Some people were actually mad. It was
Actually mad.
Nah, you guys need to really get a life. It's Twitter, bro. Like, it's not that deep.
So you don't feel like that was just a little tongue-in-cheek
Hell
kind
no.
of conversation?
Yo, I'm a proud West Indian man. I support
There
all
we
my
go.
countries. You get it, but it was just a joke. If we can't laugh about ourselves, like
Most definitely.
come on, it's Twitter.
Mm.
If Adrian says Jamaica's the best island in the Caribbean, does that make it true?
Real.
Yes.
So why?
Well, we got now a Jamaican just come out and said that. Yeah, it's real. Now they're
Amen.
they just started
At
playing
the end of the day,
tunes.
you know what? Let me not.
Real.
I was joking.
I hear that. Right, so the music now too.
Yeah.
Tell us about your music. You said you write, you do. So tell us about music and your journey with that.
Well, in terms of music, like I started, to be honest, I learned how to spell my name singing. Like my mum. So basically, I'm related to quite a few musicians. So you must know of RDX, the Jamaican dancehall group.
I'ma do my research. I'ma do my research.
That's my mother's first cousin. My mum is also loosely related to Shaggy.
Oh, okay.
And she's also related to an old Jamaican singer called Eric Donaldson. So for me, like growing up, it was just music everywhere. You get it. When I came to this country, I just started to kind of go into choirs, performing. I performed at the O2. I performed in front of Capitol Extra. I've done quite a bit, and then I was signed for a year. And then, you know, when you're signed independently, it's quite stupid, right? So I didn't really understand like contracts and what you were supposed to do once you sign a contract, or what they were legally obligated to do once you sign that contract, right? So I was on their label for like a year, just recording demos and whatever, doing maybe small shows, and I was just like, it didn't make sense. So one of my teachers, whose wife was like, she was the backing singer for John Legend, like whenever he was doing his Europe stuff, he was like, why don't you go to university and study, you know, this particular course in music? I was like, my mom's gonna kill me, you know, because it was either law or music, right? And she was like, so I went home and I told her this is what I'm doing, and she was like, yeah. So I went to uni, I studied music, and now I'm out, I'm here, I'm just building slowly.
Even my question to do with your music too would be, how are you gonna be able to differentiate the two, BKchat and then your music?
I don't think it's that difficult.
Well, I guess you sure people aren't gonna come back and say, "Oh, that's Adrian from BKchat" all the time.
To be honest, I mean, there's gonna be a stigma attached. Do you get it? Regardless of how you come up, there's gonna be a stigma attached. But it's how you kind of develop and grow outside of that. Do you get it? Nobody's gonna bring BKchat with me for the rest of my career. But it is a platform that is relevant right now. It's something that has put me on right now. So I don't really have an issue when they say Adrian from BKchat, but I do take all the opportunities to let them know, look, I had a brand before it, you know, and I was building and I'm still building. So
I mean, you're a musician yourself. Who do you rate in the UK right now doing music? And if you had a dream collab, who would it be?
You know what? Okay, so there's a couple of people, right? And I'm gonna be a bit biased because I work with a lot of them. So basically, do you know Santan Dave?
Yeah, of
Dave.
course.
So I'm quite close friends with his producer 169. So we work together anyway. So obviously dream collab will be him, Jago, Stormzy actually, because you know what, I'm in love with Blinded by Your Grace.
Big tune, right? Most definitely.
And in fact, I went to church with Emanike when I was growing up, so it's crazy to kind of see.
Yeah.
So there's also Cherry V. I don't know if you know of her. Yeah. So if I could collab with anyone, it's probably one of them. So Emanike, Cherry V.
Who would you not want to collab with? That you
anyone
don't rate?
that I just, you know what? To be honest, it's not necessarily that I don't rate people, right? It's like, in terms of music, it's very much a vibe situation. So if me and you vibe, I feel like we can make amazing music, regardless if I can sit down and listen to your music on its own. Do you get it? But so there's no one that I can really say I don't, vibe you. But if we're not musically compatible, I wouldn't even go in. It doesn't make sense. Do you get it?
Is there favoritism on BKchat?
In terms of what?
In terms of one person says one thing and another one says
favoritism in terms
yes.
of BKchat?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because
I feel like I can't really answer it, right? Because it's like I don't focus on that. If I'm honest. You get me? They put me on a platform. Thank God, thanks for Andy, Gabrielle, Zoe, etc. They put me on a platform to give my opinion. Yeah. Right? I go there, I give my opinion, I go home. You get it? I don't sit there and kind of focus on.
One thing I would like to commend, because I'm right in front of you, I'll say one thing I would commend you on is your level of not reacting to certain situations. I think it is genuinely some of these situations that I've watched and I've seen you completely turn the other cheek and say, you know what, I'm just gonna, as you said, say my point and go home. Yeah, I commend that.
I'm lazy. It's not.
That's an answer.
Yeah, you know what? For me, it's like you have to be very selective in what you give your energy to. Most definitely. You get it? Like, if everybody that said something or behaved in a way that I didn't like, I was flipping out and getting angry, I would be a very, very angry person. I'm not an angry person, and for me, I don't have the energy for it. That's good energy. I'm very lazy in terms of what I give my energy to. So if I don't feel like it's progressive, I'm not giving my energy to it. Real. Most definitely. Part of the reason why we definitely wanted to invite you up here. Yeah. But I wanted to say too, you're on a raft. You've got Lucas, Gogo, and Omar. Which one do you save? Save? Yeah.
Two of them has to go.
He was like, save? I'm not saving any of them.
Two has to go.
Two has to go.
Okay.
I can only save one.
I can only save one.
Yeah.
You know what? I would save Lucas. I would. You know, a lot of people just threw their phone right now, like, what just happened? No, you know what? Can I just say, actually, that Lucas and I have actually, we've had a grown man conversation. Real? You get it? We've reflected on what's gone on. And it's just not positive energy. And actually, you know what? The funny thing is, there was never really an issue in the first place. As I said, I've said it before, I think it was just like a miscommunication. Yeah. You get it? And now it's cool. So I would save him just because I feel like we got off on the bad, like on a bad foot just straight away in it. So I would save him. That's real. Most definitely. Two nicest people on set. Tell me. Reva. Yeah, we had her up here. You could definitely tell. She had a good energy for sure. Nicest. So Reva. I want to say Reva and Sia, but I so you're talking about cast, right? Yeah. Okay, cast. So Reva and Sia, definitely. Reva and Sia, for sure. But there's more. Yeah. So if they're listening, like, don't take it offensive, but those are the two cast. Most definitely. And Adreyn too, what is happening with yourself, future, what's going to happen? Let people know. Well, right now, we finished an album called Demare, and we're promoting that. Why name Demare? Well, it's my manager's fault, actually. It's his fault, damn. Yeah. Because, so we're supposed to put out a project called Rich Girls Don't Marry Poor Boys. Well, that's a statement. That's a bit of girls in the room album, right now. Right? It's an album, but for me, I wanted to touch on quite a lot of deep topics in terms of stuff that, like, just I've gone through, and whatever. And so for me, when it comes to like creating music, it takes a bit of a long, because I'm kind of a perfectionist in the sense that if I'm writing a song about my childhood, like I just don't want loose lyrics and I don't want foolishness. So I was taking quite long to produce and to write. Like I was like the stuff I was giving to him, he was like, yeah, I love it, where's the rest of it? And I was like, you know,
Give me time.
slowly, like it's coming. And then he got tired, and one day we had a meeting. He was like, look, we need something quick. So I was like, alright, cool, I've got like a group of songs that I weren't going to include on the album anyway, and then I wrote some extra ones. And then he was like, what do you want to call it? So I was like, I want to call it Start, right? Because it was like the start of the year, start of a new project, whatever. He was like, yeah, but in English it's kind of boring though, don't you think? And I was like, so what do you suggest? He was like, let's Google it, like in a particular language. So I was like, what language? He was like, French. I Googled it in French and it came up with Adreyn, and I loved it. So yeah, that's
the story.
Actually, the story behind it.
There we go. So yeah, you're gonna put out your when? Do you know when?
Okay, so essentially we've got a really stupid PR company that we're trying to get to do their job in it. So essentially it was supposed
calling
to be
them stupid is not going to help, Adreyn.
Well, I could have called them worse. But nah, yeah, so we're just trying to pattern them. Once they start to do what they need to do, it will be very soon. But what I'm gonna do anyways, I'm actually gonna put it out on like SoundCloud and whatever in the next couple of weeks if they don't start doing what they're doing. So look out for it in 2 weeks.
There we go. I know the BKchat fans that is looking for a Lucas diss. It's not gonna happen, guys. So just to separate his music, it's not gonna happen.
Singers don't even diss.
Yeah, true. Say, I like to Trey Songz.
Trey Songz diss?
Yeah, I think he should diss R. Kelly back in the day.
He dissed R. Kelly.
Search it. Tell
yeah, that's
he
true,
did.
that's true.
He did.
Saying what?
Yeah.
You have to search it. I don't want to advertise Trey out here, but yeah, LDNRBS. We had Adreyn in the building. Any last things you want to say to the people?
Tweet me.
Most definitely.
I am Adreyn.
Most definitely.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, LDNRBS. We've got Screw Fizzer coming up next, but we are thankful for Adreyn to coming up for sure. BKchat for sure. LDNRBS.